In this video, we're going to show you how to create a purchase order in InfinityX. If we come up here in the speed search, this is the main menu. We're going to find purchase order, and I know that all of the purchasing screens begin with the letter P, so I put P in here, it brings them all up here, and there's purchase order, P003. So we're going to go there. I'm going to enter my password, and down here, this is the purchase order screen first. Down here, in the bottom left-hand corner, it says Add PO, and that's how we're going to make a new purchase order. So you can see now the fields are opened up on this screen. And so let's start by going across the top here. You do not need to enter a purchase order number. The system will generate that for you, but I do need to tell it who I am. I'm going to say I am Joe Buyer. The vendor we are purchasing from, we need to let them know, and that's going to be Ashley. Here they are, Signature Designs Ashley. And then down here, I have to give it some dates. This first one is not mandatory, but if you do not want the vendor to ship before a certain time, you want to put that in there. Let's say I do not want it before the 8th, so I'm going to click that. I'm going to give them a time that I definitely need them to ship it by, so I'm going to say that's the 25th. And I'm going to put what I expect the delivery date to be, and that is, let's say, the 15th. That one is an important one because Infinity is going to use that date throughout the system to give the salespeople, first of all, an idea of when things are coming in when they're making sales. And it's also going to play a part in your deliveries. If you are out of an item and they are on sale and a salesperson tries to schedule it prior to an expected delivery date, the system is not going to allow them to do that. So you want to make sure you keep this one updated. And then we're going to put a cancellation date in there. Let's say if we don't receive things by July 10th, to go ahead and cancel this purchase order. Now, even if it does get canceled and the vendor shows up a week after the cancellation date, it can always be reversed. So don't worry about that, but at least it'll make the warehouse make a call just to make sure that you still want that product. Okay? So we're going to go over to this side here on shipping information. When you set up vendors, there is already standard shipping information there that the system will pick up, so you don't need to enter anything here. However, if you have some kind of special going on right now, let's say that free freight over, you're going to get free freight if you order over $5,000, or maybe they've got a term special going on. You want to put that on here so it reminds you when you're paying that invoice that you're supposed to get special terms. If there are delivery instructions you want to add to the purchase order, you can do that here. You may say, and anything else you want. You can also go ahead and put a scheduled delivery date in here. Most people don't use that because they just don't know. And if you want any comments you want to print out, you can add them right here. All right, so we filled these pieces out. The other part of this is over here. You'll see when we come back to this screen after we fill in the order, you will have a summary of what you've ordered on this purchase order here. So we'll come back to that. All right, so now we're going to go down here to detail lines to place our order, and you didn't see it, there it is. Purchase order number was created. And so we are just going to go right here to the SKUs, and if you don't know the SKU, you can click here and do a search for SKUs. That's helpful. So let's see, we're going to order a couple of items. Fill my quantity in here. In another video, we're going to show you what suggested purchase orders are, and that's where the system is trying to calculate what it thinks you need. It will give you, will actually create a purchase order. It's not live, but it will create a suggested purchase order, and you can accept it or not, or make changes as you wish. That'll be on another video. So let's say this one, we want 15 of these. Tab over, and it fills in the last cost that you paid for this. So if there was a change, maybe you got a price reduction, you can put your new cost in here, and that's what this purchase order will be set at. Over here, whatever line is highlighted here in the items, this section here is going to show you a summary on that. So you can see that the unit retail is, what your margin is going to be, how many you ordered. Okay, and we're going to move down here. This is a nice little feature down here. Your stores will be listed here. This one's all just says zeros right now, but your stores will be listed here. And underneath that, directly under the store, where it says floor, it means that you have a sample of this item at that store. So you can see we have at 5 of the stores our samples of this. Underneath that, where it says stock, it tells you that you also have stock available at those stores that have a Y in there. So that's kind of a handy little feature to see there. All right. Let's see. Let's add the next line. And on this line, we're going to add a kit. And as you know by now, a kit is, some people call them groups. It's just a one SKU that designates more SKUs belong to that kit. So it could be a 7-piece bedroom set. If you enter one, just a kit SKU, it will list all of the elements with the correct number to order there. And I want to show you that right here. That one is, let me enter that. Okay. And let's say we want 24 of those. You'll see once I tab down to the next line, it automatically filled in what the elements of that kit is. So this is a dining set. The kit is a dining set. The first line where it has a K here. And then here are the 2 elements of the kit. And so it's going to order 24 tables. And because this is a table and 4 chairs, the dining set, it knows that it needs 96 chairs. Okay, and it also breaks down the cost per table and the chairs, or however many elements you have there. Down here, you can see you've got a running total of the total cost on this purchase order, the total number of pieces, and the total cubes down here. So if you're trying to fill a container, this is very handy to help you keep on track. If you want invoice information from prior orders, we don't have any in the system, so I'm not going to go there here. You click on this button, Invoice Info, it will give you that information. If you had a picture in here, we don't have it, you can click here and you'll be able to see the picture of what whatever line you've got highlighted. And here I'll click Sales History. Even though this is a practice database, so there's no sales history, but if you did click that, it's going to take you to this screen. You'll be able to see invoice history, sales history by store, and over here, if I wanted to know, how did we sell these between, let's say, March, let's say I'll change it to 2020, and today, and I were to click Run Inquiry, it would go out there and get that, and when I click here, Show Company Information, it's showing me that we've sold 4 of these, 4 of them in September 2020 and no others. But you would see one line for each month if you had sales going there. So it's a real nice way to see how your rate of sales runs for really as far back as you want to go. You can enter the dates you want to see. And you'll also have some additional information up here on that SKU. All right, so let's go back here, and let's say that is all that we want to do on this order. We can now either print it or we can email it. I'm going to click print here. If you have email, hopefully you will have, let me click and see where it goes. We don't have anything in here on the vendor. Leave. Okay, yes we do. All right, so let's say whatever information you have, it's going to give you the from and who you're sending it to, and purchase order number, and you can see in the text it's giving you, it'll give purchase order number, the total dollars, and the ship by date, signed by you. And this will go with the purchase order attached. Okay, we're not going to send it. The other option here is to print it. I'm not going to print it, but I'll give you a preview so you can see what the purchase order looks like. And you can see that you've got all the special information that we entered up on top here. Everything that we picked up from the vendor file is here. All the totals here. All the dates that we had entered are in here. And here is the merchandise and some delivery instruction. Okay. And that is how we do a purchase order. I'm going to give you one more nice little feature here that you can do. Let's say that these two items that we ordered are two items that you had to put future orders in for in order to reserve them or to make sure that you get them. Rather than doing a separate purchase order for each of those additional orders, you can come down here and say copy PO, and it's going to ask me, do I really want to copy this purchase order? I say yes. And a new purchase order has been created, which is 74866. And you can see it changed, and here it is. It's the exact same purchase order. It's a second purchase order now. If, let's say, that second one, I wanted to make any changes, instead of that 15, I needed 30 at this time. I just make that change here, and you can see, and now either print or email it, and you can see how much time you're going to save by being able to copy that purchase order. All right, so I'm going to say OK, save, and that is how we create purchase orders.